Que ya me olvidé. Sabes que somos los duros. Hey, yeah. Siempre activo la llega. Nunca paró. My nigga, wanna stay with the one. ¿Tú me entiendes? Yeah, motherfuckers. Snack, motherfucker.
Hour to get online. 15 minutes for a DSL line to connect. Bullshit. Rogers, buddy.
Staying up late night for the smoke. 7 hours on the choke. Beat you like a piñata, my niggas shooters not the type to put the fire to the chop. On the run from La Jara, La Mono, La Poli, La Fuego, the figure, the pole, the minute of time trying to lock me for dumb crime. Show up at the bar where I unwind, nigga play that gun reflecting the sunshine. Happy to this life, it ain't for the buttercup. Open up a little boutique and they assume it's a cover up. Naturally, half fashionably, toss a couple drops of water in the work and watch it define gravity. Bougie women call me your majesty. Acting realist like the key and have it, bring the pack with me on the track. Free sauce. When I used to shit my dream, these niggas were laughing. They watching Son dancing like Bush Cassidy. I'm on top of the game. Beating shorty couple dumpers and watch her hop on the plane. Feel the cool breeze that come before the tropical rain. Mixing the soda, drop it in the flame, and then I chop it for change. Unexpected, come on. Break your heart. These niggas is mad, they couldn't make a spark. They couldn't believe a little guppy ate the shark. Unexpected, come up and break your heart. Niggas is mad, they couldn't make a spark. Couldn't believe it, the little guppy ate the shark.
I had to laugh at niggas. I hate to use the N-word. Dope for hope, cause I've been broke. We chopping up the coke. We got the block rocking like the boat. The lock, we chopping like the soap. The fiends be on the float. And if a nigga diss, grab the rope. We jump real high, suicide. The left is how the homies ride. No time for phony lies. Lines be like genocide. A renegade. Lemons to lemonade. Forgive me for my Senate. Drug dealing, flawless Latin women. Medellin, this is Ochoa's return. Will these fuck boys have to learn? If it ever be my turn. Stack chips, never let it burn. Slicker than your wig on a perm. Make it never see the God. And yeah, I break bread to see the God. The feds see me how I feed the squad.
These fucking things are made in China. I didn't know that.
Tell them that the squad's here. Give up on the plan, fam. Every year is our year. Top tier toe tagging, coke magnum, both banging. Park one of y'all after summer saw the ropes wagging, no bragging. I'm the hottest hopper on the table still. Stocks 80 mil, it never drops like a cable bill. Play the fill and dash while I jump a trillion hurdles. So we can't share tracks cause we run in different circles. Journals full of classics, livers full of greatness. Got so many bitches, I might give some to the neighbors. The realest in the business, all filled with imitators. Just the raw fuck force, bro, you dealing with the brain. Hey, yo, fuck a hook, straight bars and still make it sound tight. Adam Bond with a real one sound like. Cloud nine rappers hit them with a ground strike. On the one way, we giving them a round flight.
Well, there's a way, but don't get in the way of my will. Cause if you do, that's the day you get killed. That's the game that you drill. Cause the game is for real. Every bar's like a bullet in your brain will get spilled. And the chamber is filled. To make the rock retire, the appetite. So let's make that shit rapid fire. This your life's reminder. If you pass the wire, blow up your flow sucks. You a massive liar. The assassins highly put it up, they kill it up. Wait. They suck it in a cupcake filling. Tie your ass up to the duct tape. Stick it to your face. Cause your face like some Subway chicken.
Hey yo, fuck a hook, straight bars and still make it sound tight. CRA with a real one sound like. Cloud nine rappers hit them with a ground strike. On the one way, we giving them a round flight.
Vandal, your cold slips and chill sandals. Find me leaning on your stupidest rail handle. Got them fucking when the whole team show up. Broad doses make a dope fiend throw up. It's on me to grow up, but I gotta reach on with it. Joe King knows when the smoke screen go up. Cold nights, I rock thermals, I'm nocturnal. Parole life
straight bars and still make it sound tight. Ain't spoke with a real one sound like. Cloud riding rappers hit them with a ground strike. On the runway, we giving them a round flight. Bitch, a lingerie cruising on my way to Scotland. James Harden rocking shot, going in, don't try to guard him, beg your pardon. T-Gram, fuck your name, God's finest. Everything you drop, Thomas, get your spot minus. Fiends sniffing, they sniffing without a stop signing. I play chairs over edge, feeling like rock climbing. Fuck the clock, shit is over when I stop rhyming. All day I'm shutting down, it's slot time for pumping. It's bumping, just read up, pots and jumping. Fuck about my trap, pal, if you ain't copping nothing. Half a burning gate, probably rocking something. Rockin' stuff, lock it on the phantom of the opera running. The clock and nothing is the most expensive. Across the trench with my co-defendants, hoping that they go to settings. My whole squad mostly henchmen, like Jimmy semi-clip full of sketches passing through like it's loaded. Hey yo, fuck the hook, straight bars and still make it sound tight. T-Grams with a real one sound like. Cloud riding rappers hit them with a ground strike. On the runway, we giving them a round flight. Elevated like a crime rate, it's full of hate. If you really think that you better than the devil, then you gotta get a separate fate. Don't rip off my shit. People that just send me get that fall back. When you get fucking up, crunchy and that, and then you get clapped with that, and then you don't know what the fuck happened. You're just like flat. You don't even cheat. That's my identity. Wish me the DERE, LICT, MC of the Avenue E. Fuck one of these, they hating on me because I am better than fucking competitor. I say whatever, you bitches can lay the fuck down. My crew is tough, just like some other some cooks stuff. What are you saying? You're bluffing your name off in your rhymes. Fuck around once more and you're gonna find that I shit the knife up in your spine. Murderous mind is something to love because it makes me driven to lust. And when I do murder, you trust me, that it's just because I want your touch. Schizophrenic, panic, murdering kids in your granny. Triggers and just get you granny.
So at 80 kilometers an hour, if you drop a handful of beers, they will all go into the intersection.
The demon is a liar.
Different
Light to
directions.
confuse.
And while you're picking those up,
Mix
you're going to lose your hat.
with the truth to attack us. The attacker's psychological power is at your fingertips. Remember that. Do not listen.
The attack is psychological.
This is real life shit, can't change it for an instant. Blood, sweat, and tears, now everyone's against it. Trying to step in our way, man, your ass will get popped. Got homies on every corner, none afraid to get shot. You hear it drop. Here comes the end of your life. Hollow points cutting through you like the edge of a knife. It's getting harder to see. Step away from the light, cause I'm the devil in disguise. I stole your soul tonight. What?
I stole your soul tonight. I'm the devil in disguise. I stole your soul tonight. I stole your soul tonight. I'm the devil in disguise. I stole your soul tonight.
I stole your soul tonight. I'm the devil in disguise. I stole your soul tonight. What? Yeah, I stole your soul tonight. Devil in disguise. Stole your soul tonight.
As you wake up in the dark and not realizing I'm there, go ahead and reach for the light. You won't find one there. This is the darkness inside, mixed with the pain that you feel. Hear the voices calling out another soul to conceal. See the tears in the eyes, that's what's causing the pain. Staring at yourself blindly, can't remember the name. Call me whatever you like, but let it be told, I'm the devil in disguise and the possessor of souls.
The possessor of souls, the devil in disguise, yeah, possessor of souls. The possessor of souls, I'll be the devil in disguise, the possessor of souls. The possessor of souls, I'll be the devil in disguise, the possessor of souls. The possessor of souls, devil in disguise, the possessor of souls.
Feel the pain in your chest, yeah, that's me coming back, being possessed by the devil is the life that I have. A possessor of souls, another light in the dark. Hear the footsteps in the night, now your ass is in shock. Go ahead and hide, try to make no sound. I know your every thought and action, so you're bound to be found. I'm getting closer, can you feel my presence here? Cause I'm the devil in disguise, the only person you fear.
The only person you fear, I'll be the devil in disguise, the only person you fear. The only person you fear, I'll be the devil in disguise, the only person you fear. The only person you fear, I'll be the devil in disguise, the only person you fear. What? Yeah, the only person you fear, devil in disguise, the only person you fear. I'm in control of your life, I'm the voice in your pain, I'm the hate in your heart, and the sin in your brain. I'm the death of your dreams, and the loss of your life. I'm the tempted thought of slicing your wrist with a knife. There's no escaping the voice, no turning the time. Your soul is already lost, and I'm making it mine. I'm the devil in disguise, I can take up any form. I'm the feeling of fear when you're feeling alone. Yeah.
You are unclean spirit in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ.
And you wouldn't know the city was in a state of emergency.
You
Everybody's on vacation. What is it, special Canadian holiday? Everybody just doesn't work anymore? There's many holidays in Canada.
Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit.
Oh, motherfucker.
The derelict.
I better make these niggas run for my nigga, 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 run. I better make these niggas run for my nigga, just to blast off the blue steel, cap peel. He looked at his man, and his man peeled it's real. Out here, shit hits the fan hard. I open niggas doors to their crib like the landlord. This shit wasn't planned, God. Niggas tried humble me. I told this bitch to leave my house when she was trying to comfort me. This girl thought I hit her, so she told her blow to run for me. Came on a fight team, but I wasn't. I made him run for me. Yeah, I got my gun out. Told this nigga turn around. Have 5 seconds to run, or you gon' bang the ground. Took off, fell face first when you heard the sound. I ain't even hit this nigga. I think the sound was sound. Nigga went in shock, and I never seen his face again. I did it by myself. I wasn't trying to catch a case again. Next day he called my phone off of my team. Told him come where I'm at. If I'm good, I'm not team. Run for my nigga, 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 run for my. Make these niggas run for my nigga, 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 run for my nigga when I rap
out with the fifth out. Do a home invasion, get the fuck, tell them sit down. I didn't give a fuck about that bitch that he did down. She's sitting right there and I still snap this whip out. Yellow take the place, call the corners the fastest. Niggas say they want my head, well now I'm laughing. The big bump, it'll straight lines can't bash this. And if you do, then the scene it get drastic. Stressed out, who got a blunt, can you pass one? Wake up every day with doubts like it's my last one. These cops better free, please, for I'm cause hell. And I got more bars than the Don jail. Fucking wild, same face when I fuck the nine. There ain't no limit to this living, nigga, fuck this guy. Trust him, why? I can't trust him, but I fucking try. Fuck these guys, I'm an egg, I'm fed up, monkey line.
Run from my nigga, 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 run from my niggas, run from my nigga, 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 run from my nigga.
We actually pay tax on tea here. What are they gonna do? Yeah.
My feet going rock climbing. All these niggas saying they rocked up, but none of them ain't got diamonds. Right, they not riding. Only thing I'm ducking is a cop siren. I'm out driving, going across an island till I'm flying high by fire hydrant. I'm not lying, so stop trying. Why the fuck is you lying? Damn, man, look like you back at it again. But them white angels look like the why I still ride. These drum man. Lord have mercy, y'all these niggas sound like ragamuffins. Mac, daddy, man, I can't have them jumping. Together, shock attack like one-on-one with Duncan. A crossover layer, maybe I might just go with Duncan. Bodies on top of bodies, I had a cops is bunking, I pulling up in no Ford. American muscle that foot. Let's take it back to that raw, yeah. 10 minutes to that store, yeah. You can't find another number for when the number sure that's 100 more. I got 100 cars on the telly boy for the rugged raw with a Lions pop. Lions cut for my Iron King. I got an iron boy, but I press niggas. I America. You niggas soft like why you niggas want drama for? For now, my niggas are press pinnacles like dinosaurs playing Diana Ross to get my final cross like an arrow does. Beware of us. New Toronto or old Toronto, same shit. Nah, just keep 6 for 6 up whenever Drake snitch. New Toronto or old Toronto, same shit. Nah, just keep 6 for 6 up whenever Drake snitch.
Well, there's all sorts of tons of bad news. I know, I just listened for an hour trying to get this thing to work. What is that?
It's the life that I live, man. FOTG. Yeah. I see what I fucking want, Yo, my blood type is straight killer nigga running his house. Kidnap a faggot ass nigga who be running his mouth. It's the 7th letter, LOC, and the 11th letter. My twin is Aubrey, stay in your lane if you know it's better. Can't chase cause I'm stuck on some hot shit. Sharp fly past in your car, we shoot the glass at the cockpit. And run up on you, see you wall, and leave you stretched out on the concrete like you hugging the floor. I'm a thug nigga, hair still nappy, hands still baggy, and keep it strapped in case niggas try to get at me. Fuck I look like, shooting fair ones and fist fighting. I smoke too many cigarettes.
Where the fuck are these speeches coming from?
That sweaty shit. How I'm gonna slap down your bitch on some petty shit. Real talk, ain't with the back and forth shit. I let my still talk. Fully loaded whip, battleship like it's Bismarck. Lock you done did it again. Fuck a one shot. You know me, I'd rather hit you and your friend before that stick talk. You oughta get it 2 times more. Now I'll rep the 6. This ain't 2 plus 4. And I'm all about the war. Cause the revenge should be so sweet. On the streets with the streets sweep against the so sweet. One thing is go, motherfucker, make it go leap. 30 on their hip through the sweater, see the cold feet. Cops on your body in the bushes cause you're cold street. You niggas already know who I am. Feeling like Deuce, man, how I don't got pants. We the type to just hop out the van. Got enough in the clip to hit you and your mans. Yeah. Wild rap nigga. That's a rap nigga. F-O-T-G nigga. DJ nigga. You know I say what I want, nigga. You got a problem, come check me. Don't just come test me. You're packing and having to check on the age, nigga. You walk around in the front page, nigga. Holla. Nah.
What is that smell? It smells like pussy coming from the days of hell. What is that smell? It smells like pussy coming from the days of hell. What is that smell? It smells. What is that smell? It smells. What is that smell? It smells like pussy, 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 What is that smell? It smells like pussy coming from the days of hell. What are these types? This type, but what are they too scared to fight? Man, whose daddy is this? Oh, he's dropping my fucking bag. Whose daddy is this? That was feeling good when I was all down. Bet you pussies not laughing now. I'm feeling disgusting. I'm too blazed, you'll see the flame. This is a human combustion. The drug addicted, rougher gifted, outlaw slinging these bangers. Going through dirt with these rounds like I'm driving a Wrangler. Was a battle rapper, but wasn't really great at the time. But the game muscle, it takes focus one stake at a time. Yeah, bitches. Well, I got some bad news. I'm coming out the shell cause I'm nuts with a nice taste like cashew. A bad dude on the mic, so rude on the mic. Foreign buffoons give me food, I fucking chew them on sight. Do what I gotta do to prove that I'm right. I did my dirt, man, I ain't losing my sight. But it's time to take it higher, ride the fire. I'm a ghost rider. When it comes to bars, don't look far, I'm the known supplier. I'm fucked up like that methadone. Burying these rappers nowadays, I gotta say, bro, I got it set in stone. What is that smell? It smells like pussy coming from the days of hell. What are these types? This type,
Canada, Honduras, Nicaragua, Costa Rica, Dominican Republic, Mexico, Panama, Peru, the Philippines, Turkey, Jordan, Egypt, Guatemala, Barbados, Bahamas, Saudi Arabia, El Salvador, Jamaica, Bahrain, Australia, Trinidad and Tobago, Chile, Singapore, and India. That is insane.
Caught him slacking, I've been running out of patience. Went to dust my mic and I brought it back to the basics. I've been aiming for the top since I got down. You're flying paper planes, you come away and they get shot down. Stay on my way, I'm switching lanes in the box now. We headed for the top, who gives a fuck what you thought now? Me and Ray, we go way back. Step back, watch us slay that give up and Dre track. You finally out here on my grind, homie, where my day at? You new fools, step out of line, we running where you stay at. That's some real shit. Get to talking, we get to jumping on you real quick. This new music's whack, dog, it's got me feeling real sick. I'm from the old school, we drop it on you real slick. I'm hissing on your grave, and I'm leaving with your main bitch.
What is that smell? It smells like pussy coming from the days of hell. What are these types? This type, but what are they too scared to fight? Man, whose daddy is this? Always dropping my fucking bag, cause daddy is busy. Yeah. And I was feeling good when I was all down. Bet you pussies not laughing now. Yeah.
Well, still doesn't tell me where the fucking Little Caesars in Toronto is. Where the fuck these people coming from?
You already know what it is. CTMMG.
Holy fuck, there's two popular. I don't know this shit right now.
Shout out to DJ Mike Soul, DJ Frey, DJ Despair, Winnipeg Nightlife Radio DJ, Las Vegas News, yeah, PDO DJ, stand up. He's the early rapper, my early rapper. I get up and drop a bag, oh, yeah. He's the early rapper, my early rapper. I get up and drop a bag, oh, yeah. He's the early rapper, my early rapper. He's the early rapper, my early rapper. He's the early rapper, my early rapper. Back it up or get shot up. Then after all the rappers going down to the wire, such a show still vulture, apply pressure, True Santana, strong arm and air I might be busy best time, and that ain't right, cause I'm like those guys, DMC just snitch like DJ Academic, even Tory Lanez might be busy best time like Trump lawyer, on the court's order, Cardi B got that breath, cause she wore a blood bandana dress, nigga, fuck you haters, I ain't ducking well, they're bothering black kids for no reason, they don't fuck with me cause I'm different, and listen, my early probation just ended, taking chill chances, but I got locked up and going back, that's fact, Texas racist car that killed Central Glen, now the court wanna settle for 1.9 million.
Unpredictable high and delayed effects. It's not as innocent as it looks.
Unpredictable
It's a bit
high.
like a miniature pony with a gambling problem.
Oh,
or a
yeah.
unicorn using its horn to rebroadcast baseball games without express written consent from the league. Speaking of which, man, I could go for a ballpark jog right now. Oh boy, I think it's kicking in. Learn how to talk with your kids about cannabis edibles at drugfreekidscanada.org. Hey, where am I?
Stop the spread. COVID-19 can be deadly. Everyone must act now. We must stop the spread to protect our families,
Don't
our
be a
friends,
spreader.
our neighbors, and especially our most vulnerable. You may be unintentionally putting others at risk with your actions. Protect others. Stay home. Save lives. Do your part and act now. Visit ontario.ca/coronavirus for more information. Paid for by the Government of Ontario.
680 News Sign 826. Now the business report. Here's Richard Southern. Good evening. Forget about getting your money back from Ticketmaster if you're holding tickets to an event that's been postponed or rescheduled. Ticketmaster says you're only getting your money back if your event has been outright canceled. This never used to be the case. Ticketmaster used to offer you a refund for postponements, but the fine print was just recently changed. It could pose a big issue for those who are holding pricey tickets for shows and events that might not happen for a year or two. And the fact is, though, ticket sellers are suffering here with every event canceled. It could be the case that Ticketmaster simply cannot meet all the refund demands. StubHub, meantime, reports say it is looking to petition the U.S. government for a bailout. Meantime, more and more of us working from home and maybe having a tipple while we do. A new survey out of the U.S. found 25% of at-home workers drink alcohol during working hours. The survey of 3,000 American workers found the drink of choice for at-home boozers was beer. Over 1 in 3 say they're likely to drink more alcohol while in isolation, and 1/5 of respondents said they stockpiled alcohol for self-isolation. On the markets today, it was a bit of of a downturn for stocks after last week's strong performance. The TSX fell 91 points, just over 0.5% to 14,074. The Dow fell 328 points, 1.4% to 23,390. S&P down 1%. The Nasdaq fell up 38 points. And investors now are starting to worry about the health of companies' balance sheets, while with corporate earnings set to kick off in earnest this week. Traders, though, did buy technology stocks today. We had Netflix at its highest close since July of 2018, $396 the share. That's more of a stay home and watch that. Now the price for oil lower, $22.41. Gold 7-year high, a new one at $1,761 the ounce, and the Canadian dollar up to 71.91 cents US. This is 680.
There's a place right in the heart of busy Mississauga that you may not have heard of. A serene woodland oasis where you can connect with nature year-round. The Riverwood Conservancy is the perfect setting to escape the hustle and bustle of the city. Enjoy a heart-healthy walk along the beautiful Armstrong Wild Bird Trek. Have a chickadee feed from your hand. Or take part in exciting family-friendly programs. To find out more, visit the riverwoodconservancy.org.
How is this closed? It's all closed.
COVID-19 can be deadly. Everyone must do their part to stop the spread of COVID-19. Ignoring self-isolation or physical distancing advice can have devastating effects and endanger the lives of your family, your friends, and your neighbors. So do your part. Don't risk becoming a spreader. Stay home and save lives. For information, visit ontario.ca/coronavirus. Paid for by the Government of Ontario.
Right now in downtown Toronto, it's partly cloudy, 6 degrees. A westerly wind makes it feel like just +1. Lucas Castelletto is the evening show editor. Karen Seolin is at the digital desk. 680 News is CFTR AM Toronto. It is 8:30.
Number 1 for news in Toronto. This is 680 News.
Good evening. This is Monday, April the 13th. I'm Carla Donahue.
And I'm Asher Roth. Here's what's making news this hour.
Ontario Premier Doug Ford in the hot seat over the growing number of coronavirus deaths in long-term care homes.
Could have, should have, would have. I feel we're doing everything we can right now.
As a Markham Group home continues to struggle with a staff shortage, a donation center has been set up to get the remaining workers the medical equipment they need.
A private school in Oakville is lending a helping hand during the COVID-19 pandemic by offering free fabric to anyone who wants to make protective gear. There's enough material for 70,000 masks.
Donald Trump angrily defending himself against criticism he missed early pandemic warning signs.
We did the right thing.
The president derailing a coronavirus briefing to play a video some are calling straight-up propaganda.
It was a down Monday for stocks as investors started worrying about the health of companies' balance sheets, though technology did well. Netflix hitting its highest price in more than 2 years. Business at 50 cents.
680 News Time, 8:31.
Yeah, but if you want to make money off Netflix, you should have bought in.
This report runs by 407 ETR. Not a whole lot happening on the highways outside of some construction and this tire debris on the westbound 401 at the 418. A large piece of tire debris that I caught sight of was in live lanes. Now it's mostly on the left shoulder, but I've notified the MCO, so they're going to come through and clear it completely. It was struck by several vehicles just in the 10 minutes that I finally got a view of it on camera.
You should be recording that with your phone, buddy.
Struck it, ended up flinging it over onto the shoulder. So it's out of live lanes for all traffic coming through now.
He said it himself, debris, tired debris. We hit it enough times to break up into
Closer
pieces.
to the city, we have 2 transfer closures. Westbound 401 south of Pearson Airport. The transfer into the collectors there is
Highway
closed.
400 hard.
That's important
Knock
because
it
if
all
you're
the way
on
to
the
the
westbound
shoulder, you
401,
win.
heading towards the 427,
It's all the
once
way
you
to the
pass
other
the
shoulder, you
427,
lose.
you end up in those express lanes south of the airport, and then you can't transfer into the collectors because the transfer is closed, which means you can't get to the Dixie ramp or the 410 ramp. So just make sure you plan your drive accordingly. And if you're traveling the eastbound 401, a transfer closure approaching Meadowvale, the transfer into the collectors there is also closed. And off the highways, you may find traffic lights out here and there because of the high winds. We've had a number of them out this afternoon into the evening. And also, Yonge Street is closed north of Bloor from Asquith to Church for flying debris. 407 ETR, thanks you for continuing to follow social distancing rules. Together, we can beat the COVID-19 virus. 407etr.com.
You ain't being shit. COVID kicked your ass already. COVID already took a break, it took a nap, it came back, it kicked your ass 2 more times, took another break, and did it again.
Overnight period where we're still going to hang on to the cloud
You
cover.
think you're
Few
gonna beat
wet
this
flurries
shit?
possible to the north and east ends of the GTA. As we drop
It's
to a
all
low of
funny, it's all
1
funny.
degree, wind chills
Then
near
the
minus
next day
5 in the
they're
morning with
coughing, and then you
sunshine.
can see the
More
fear
cloudy
in
in the
their
afternoon.
eyes.
Looks like some isolated showers in play with a high of 6 degrees. Could even mix in some wet flurries
Bullshit.
once you get
People
up
are scared of
over
this
cottage
shit.
country. Through the night tonight, we're down to a low of 1
Should
degree.
be.
It's partly cloudy and 6 degrees in downtown Toronto, but it feels like +1. Similar conditions at Pearson Airport. 680 News Time, 8:33.
The coronavirus death toll is now sitting at 22 at the Seven Oaks long-term care home in Scarborough.
This is the health minister makes plans to aid the vulnerable people living in these facilities across the province. 680's Mark Douglas has more.
In Toronto
All of a
alone,
sudden you give a
50
shit.
people have died from coronavirus at long-term care homes. 39 such homes in Toronto have been infected, but Toronto's top doctor, Eileen de Villa, says their stringent measures seem to be working.
In long-term care homes that had a high number of cases, the rate of new infections is slowing.
With so many seniors in long-term care homes
Still
across
new
Ontario now having died from COVID-19, Premier Doug Ford was asked directly if there have been failures. Ford replied, "You can look back at any part of this pandemic and always say,
Could have, should have,
No,
would have.
we want you to name somebody
I
and threaten
feel
to kick his ass.
we're doing everything we can right now.
But Minister of Health Christine Elliott was willing to admit at least one flaw in the system.
Some of the workers were working in 2 or 3 different care settings, and they inadvertently brought the virus into the homes.
Ford later said, yes, that does seem like
Yeah,
common
everybody
sense
brought it
not
to
to
the-
move
started out
staff
talking
from
about how
home
they
to home to home.
cross-contaminated.
Opposition leader
But
Andrea
inadvertently-
Horvath immediately calling on
It's all
Ford to
inadvertent.
regulate a one home per part-timer system and to pay those part-timers enough to make that feasible. I'm Mark Douglas.
After a Markham long-term care facility for adults with special needs saw an outbreak of COVID-19, the majority of the participation houses staff walked off the job. Now the city is stepping in to help in the form of a new donation center. 680's Michelle Mackey joins us live with a look at those details. Michelle. Carling, at least 12 residents and 6 staff members of Participation House have tested positive for COVID-19 after the majority
Oh,
of
you
staff
sick? You work
walked
there?
off
Guess
the
what? You
job
live
last
there.
week.
You don't get to
Due to a
leave.
shortage in personal protective equipment. Now the Markham Cares Donation Center is
Give us
opening
the
up
car
to support
keys, or
workers
we're
at the
just gonna
home for
move the
adults with
car.
special needs and
They'll
others
tell
in
me
the
where we're putting
community. Those looking to donate PPE can drop off supplies at 8100 Warden Avenue north of the 407, mornings from 9 to 12. The executive director of Participation House now says they have enough supplies for 4 or 5 days, but the staff shortage remains the critical issue.
So on any shift, we would require 8 PSWs and 1 nurse. Today, we have 2 of our regular PSWs and 1 additional nurse, which is great. But we don't necessarily have that next shift.
Markham Mayor Frank Scarpetti has requested assistance from the province to address the staff's shortage.
Can't Labor Ready or Randstad or somebody
Mackey.
get Randstad
680
should have
News Time,
somebody.
8:36. Premier Doug Ford says new provincial projections will be coming soon and will be discussed tomorrow when the legislature meets up at Queen's Park. The numbers in this province are still going up. However, the rate of increase has slowed. The modeling initially projected that
numbers are going
Ontario
up,
would
but
see
it's
roughly
slowing.
1,000 patients in ICU. However, as of today, there were 263. The Premier says restrictions in place appear to be working.
Well, the reason we're at the numbers we're at right now is because of the great work of the residents of Ontario.
Associate Chief Medical Officer of Health, Dr. Gregory Yaffe, says the peak should happen sometime this week.
In an open letter addressed to officials including Mayor John Tory and Premier Ford, over 300 physicians and nurse practitioners are calling for immediate action. The letter touches on several topics, most notably for the government to help people experiencing homelessness during this pandemic. The letter says, in part, conditions in Toronto shelters, boarding homes, 24-hour drop-ins
they're not a health
do not
risk no
allow
more.
for
Then you
physical
can go back out
distancing,
there.
putting both clients and staff at high risk. As of Monday, Toronto Public Health
Release them for
confirmed
a while,
25
but
cases of COVID-19 across 7 homeless service settings, such as shelters in the city.
680 News Time, 8:37. Pressed on a number of issues regarding his government's approach to the coronavirus crisis. U.S. President Donald Trump got just a bit testy with the media today. 680's Karen Seolan takes a look.
President Donald Trump fiercely defending himself against criticism that he was slow to respond to the pandemic.
We did the right thing, and our timing was
Very good.
The president derailing a coronavirus briefing to play a campaign-style highlight reel that praised his actions. On MSNBC, the former executive editor of the New York Times saying this about the video.
I think this is one of the most astonishing acts of disinformation we've seen from the White House since the Vietnam era.
After it aired, Trump lashing out at reporters who raised questions about the timeline
still
of his
making
administration's
propaganda about
response,
Vietnam,
saying
buddy.
the criticism wasn't fair.
Air America, Air Canada, get it? Cargo only
The White House
flights,
missed
get it?
crucial signals about the spread of COVID-19
What's in
and
all the
failed to
duffel
act in a
bags?
timely manner. I'm Karen Seolin.
I don't know, but they all weigh exactly 10 kilos.
8:38 in Oakville Private School is doing its part to help keep people safe during this pandemic. It's hosting another free curbside pickup of fabric for those who want to sew their own masks. 6 Cities Phil Martino joins us with more. Phil.
Carling, Lisa Duran-Lowe, the executive director of McLaughlin College, who coordinated donation of 12,000 brand new golf shirts, says that is enough material to make 70,000 masks, and those shirts were initially headed somewhere else.
One of my suppliers contacted me in early January before COVID, and he knows that I do some work in the Dominican humanitarian
For some
work.
of us,
So I was
before
trying to see if I could
COVID,
get
it's like
some to
December,
the Dominican,
November.
but it's 10,000 pounds of product, so it's not an easy thing to move.
So she came up with the idea to get the free fabric into the hands of people who can sew during the COVID-19 pandemic, so they can make everything from masks to headbands to surgical caps, and the response has been overwhelming. We even had over a dozen calls into the 680 newsroom from people who want to get involved. 100 boxes were picked up today. There are 150 more, so a second curbside pickup is set for Saturday.
I better not find all that
2
shit
p.m.
stacked up
in
next to the
Schoolware.
donation
That's
box.
located
I'll
at
be very
86 Sinclair Road in Oakville. Phil Martino, 680 News.
Coming up, we'll check on the price at the pump.
This is 680
I'll just set it all on fire. I won't even
At
tell
this
anybody.
difficult time, New Life
just upset
Fertility
everybody.
Center wishes
Set
you
it on
good
fire.
health and
Let the
safety,
rain
and
put it out.
thanks the government for helping lift the
Very
financial burden. It's been hard, but from this hardship will come new life. And when you start yours, consider partnering with New Life Fertility. Don't worry about the cost,
Fuck off.
because New Life also stands by you financially with the guaranteed lowest IVF cost, just $7,900.
Lettuce killed 4 this year. Cannabis killed none.
Lettuce killed
97
4
people
this
from
year.
killing
Cannabis killed
2018.
none.
The government will never learn. These people that make other people crazy. Double XL think I paid to grab. Go eat trash. My favorite light skin is a sellout. Young niggas chasing clout, trying to be loud. That's fine. 50 help 6'9" pills, but says nothing more than he likes to that shit. Nigga, what the fuck? Black guys and fucking kids. That nigga's fucking sweet. 50 calls DDK, cause he says gay shit. He fucked up Meek and the world was cheese. Made an example of Cosby, but what about Trump? He's chunking a trunk like Harvey Weinstein. Open your EYE, niggas dropping like flies. Dropping addies online. Steve Cardi left on set, that nigga looks stressed. Like Kanye West standing beside Donald, building a wall. They don't care about the world falling apart. The power that be 1/4 of the world gone. Stock only with 25% survival rate. No way, Jose. Think like a man, not a boy. Tory Lanez, Keanu Royce, Drake beefing with everybody. Living in the six, shit's crazy. Keep six. My family turned it back on me. Welcome, I was there for you, cuz when you owe niggas money for crack, wanted to kill you, I saved you. You ungrateful fuck. Put Nadim and Liz in the same bin. You're fucking ignorant. No wonder why Mervin, my cousin, keep his distance. And me too, my brother Ken is the evidence. The evidence is a challenge. Learn to balance. It's my yearly wrap up, the early wrap up. It's my yearly wrap up, the early wrap up. Back it up and drop a bag off. It's the yearly wrap up. It's the yearly wrap up, my early wrap up. Back it up or drop a bag of 2018 yearly wrap, 2018 recap, wrap up, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. For 2019, fuck fake friends. For 2019, fuck your fake views, your fake belt, because you're a fake fuck. You're a fake wife because you live in a fake family problems. Part 3 on the way. You're a family problem. Part 3. Kill celebs, dead celebs.
Dead
On the way.
celebrities.
Yeah. Nigga.
Copy of course. Office. This encyclopedia. What am I doing with that? What's that? Why are you doing all this?
Just let me think. Yeah, just let me think. Just let me think. In the storm brews, I'm striking fast. Feeling sadness as my past. Can't get too close, might get trashed. My soul is dark, I wanna fight its ass. I wanna hot beat, I might just fast. Trying to flash and these mics are smashing. It's got me tripping, really not existing. And it's making me in the storm brews, I'm striking fast. Feeling sadness as my past. Can't get too close, might get trashed. My soul is dark, I wanna fight its ass. I'm in the storm brews, I'm striking fast. Feeling sadness as my past. Can't get too close, might get trashed. In the storm brews, I'm striking fast. Feeling sadness as my past. Can't get too close, might get trashed. My soul is dark, I wanna fight its ass. I wanna hot beat, I might just fast. Rhyme with class when these mics are smashing. And it's got me tripping, feeling non-existent. And it's making me into a psychopath. Cold blood, I gotta roll something. Calm now, like a bomb now. Think you smart, let me show you something. Throw it all down, what's going on now? You don't care for me to fucking see you later. You a fish swimming, I'm an alligator. And I'm hungry too for the lunch and food. So I'ma take you out. I'm the Terminator, so it's no love, no fun. Forget the pain when I roll up. I flow so low when it's so good. I'm so low, so alone. I'm so hard, so cold. I'll blow so cold, son. I'm a road dog and she knows that. She's slow dancing with no clothes on, and I'm so sorry. All the money trash, get these dummies mad, but it still got me feeling empty. Put them in a bag and then I get them straight and I'll satisfy me plenty. I'll spend a furious shot that all of 32, all of them is what I hate me. Now I'm worried because I'm in a hurry to jeopardize my own safety. I don't know what's going on, crazy. Just let me think. Just let me think. I don't even know why to just let me think. But they gon' fuck me. Trust me. Just let me think. Slow down, lost the hope now. I need a prayer with the Pope now. I don't know how I can cope now. This isn't fair, plus it's dope now. I'm on the road now to get my dough now. And I don't care who the roast now, who it goes now. I don't know now, but I'm prepared. On the move, I got on my crew. I look at me and then I look at you. You lived a lie, hurt deep inside. God damn, no, ain't that the truth. I'm about to smash the roof so you can watch it see. From now on, nobody's stopping me, and I'm serving you with this big stick. Showing off my generosity. Losing sleep, these thoughts, my mind is racing throughout the dark. My love is treating like a deck of cards. She shuffle around my heart. That's cheesy, right? Well, believe me, right? I believe this type. I ain't the needy type, and I was in the shadows, planning out my battling. Only now that I can see the light. All the time I spent, leaving everyone behind this shit. Cause my mouth was tense and all the lines are snipped. Got me wanting fucking die and shit. Why I'm rushing this? Cause I'm a king of wars. Putting numbers on a fucking board. My team, I love them short, and we can bring them back. And they control the rap with a motherboard. Was a dragon looming and what he's shooting. Best believe it's been fire since. I'm a beast around the how neat is that? A white guy can spit. I'm disciplined and I ain't getting shit until my wrist get bent. I'm a stubborn fuck and I tried my luck. But thank you though, just for listening. Crazy shit, man. Just let me think. Just let me think. I don't even know why to start, you know. Just let me think. But they gon' love it. Trust me. Just let me think. Been on the low now, not slow down, lost the hope now. I need a prayer with the Pope now. I don't know how I can cope now. This isn't fair, plus it's dope now. I'm on the road now to get my dough now. And I don't care who the roast now, who it goes now. I don't know now, but I'm prepared. Just let me think. Am I crazy? Am I crazy? Man, just let me think. Gotta move it, gotta move it. Just let me think. Gotta move it. Get this money, girl. Yeah.
I wonder what you would find on the walls at the Rizla factory. Most of the things people have mailed back to the factory, just tokens of appreciation.
They trying to throw a gun on me. It's only allegations. If it was mine, it was in case they tried to run on me. 3 to 5 is what they asking, but I won't fight the day. Got a little daughter to raise, so I'ma fight the case. When I got that phone call, man, I couldn't talk that clock. You an angel, I white in that wooden box. That's a vision I could never remove. And if I go, it's cause I'm dancing with the devil in the heavenly mood. That's like mixing water with oil and crippling with their blood in there. Fuck this gang shit. I just really want my brother back. I want that joy put back in his mother's heart. I want them bullets reversed that hit his brother's heart. When I back the ratchet, and head and map in the ways. And we ain't friends, this ain't back in the days. 2017, I probably put the map to his face. Fuck these shows, I'm strapped back to back of the stage. I'll shoot it up and then I'll join the crowd. I might hit shit while I'm running, disassembling out some sick shit. Take the springs out so we won't shoot in ballistics. And that's how you get away with charges on some sick shit. Yeah, I was raised with the savages. So I put them savages, never ran to my savage kids. I only slap back and slow dog. And this rap shit ain't the only way I put my hood on. Put my hood on with a black mask and a broken strap. Still bang 6 and dented whips when I hold it back. Why'd I roll with that? In the streets, there ain't no holding back. Gotta move, needing the street busting an older strap. I got 7 in that 5th like my block number. 17 in the clip for my blockbusters. I ain't gotta wait for my team. This ain't no blockbuster. My young boy was 14 when he shot something. 15 in that Beretta he bust. I stayed reppin'. I never changed my sweater in months. Even when I got knocked, nigga, I was reppin' the same. A week later, 10 bands just to get out the cage. Fake love, handshakes and hugs. There's 8 in the snub. That's 2 more than the 38 I gave to my cuz. And if you know me, you know that I've been real. Since I left for you, I'm the block riding big wheels. But I'm a lot older on this block with the big steel. Peanut butter Glock left his brains on the windshield. Rock, paper, scissors, spin, kick like a windmill. 4/5 clip hang lower than the windshield.
They say crime pays, so I'm outside with a 9's wave. Dark clouds follow me everywhere I go. I'm hearing voices talking to me while I'm sleeping at night. Eyes open, can't move, ain't a person in sight. Premonitions and visions, you can see the red in my eyes like the red light underneath the black 45. How you got a gun but you ain't walking with it? It's like a pit bull locked in a cage. Truth through flesh when it bark after it bite. Flee the scene low key, quiet storm playing on the getaway. Roll a blunt to calm my nerves. Adrenaline still rushing through my veins. It was either me or him, so for that I couldn't complain. Simple message for you little niggas, better stay out the way. Test my arms, then I bear arms. It's only right I do you niggas like they did King, cousin Harold at the red light. You try to reach, then I'm leaning with the mat. Broad day shooters, you know about us. In the West End, everybody heard about us. On that Master P, all my niggas about it. When your flame lit, niggas coming through the alley. Yellow tape on your strip, hella shells on the floor. That's how my niggas do it when it's time for the war. That's how my niggas do it when it's time for the war, nigga. Except for TG, nigga. Good for the motherfucking grind, nigga. It's Locks World all day, nigga. Locks World. What nobody's noticing is we're all focused on Ontario because we all teamed up. We're going to beat this thing. The rest of the world's not in the same position we're in. And we're not noticing that. We're not paying attention to the outside. What the fuck's the point? What's the fucking point of me doing these at all, man? Niggas since kindergarten, liars. Shoot stupid kicks, been retarded. I make the coke black when I'm in the market. I make the price drop like I'm in the Target. I'm like a holy prophet trying to make a profit. Rough Rider, legendary prospect. I ain't where I'm yet. Shut up, my gunman friend, yo. 10-4-5s in my extender. 2 extra clips for the extra shit.
shit. And each whole 7, you getting blessed with it. Yeah, I got so much beef, my ex was stressed with it. Right, it was eye for an eye, Old Testament. Word. The bottom of wells, my heart dwells. Treating these waters like shark tails. My homie got lashed, was all bail. I had waved the shit, got tobacco with full bail. The rats used to see me on range and go tell. Catch him at court, stopping with Jordans like Montel. Swear to God, I would never pray to Jesus. For the extras, I'ma escape the Pico. Every day I pay for new AKs, like Pablo. Every day I pay for new AKs, El Chapo. Every day I pay for new AKs, like Pablo. Every day I pay for new AKs, El Chapo. Every day I pay for new AKs, like Pablo. Every day I pay for new AKs, El Chapo. Every day I pay for new AKs, like Pablo. Every day I pay for new AKs. Look, the hottest kid in the kitchen, I've been nice. Thoughts of you double crossing me, think twice. Gold chains, gold in my mouth, case full of ammunition. Cocaine on my nosebleed, that's a Kathy Griffin. Bullets light up the night sky and they blame me, boy. Magnums in the back of the whip, they call me baby boy. My ATL again, sending your section 80, boy. The fuck do you think the mafia pay me for? Young, rich, and handsome, bullets like an anthem. When they started singing, everybody put their hands up. Ain't nobody been doing the shit that I do. Dark boy, how many hoes can I fit inside you? Scratched up with lines around them like the kids of I know. Put up with the Mac and fry them like the shit's a drive-thru. Angels will find you, but I would never pray to Jesus. For the extras, I'ma scrape the beat. Yeah. Every day I pay for new AKs, like Pablo. Every day I pay for new AKs, El Chapo. Every day I pay for new AKs, like Pablo. Every day I pay for new AKs, El Chapo. Every day I pay for new AKs, like Pablo. Every day I pay for new AKs, El Chapo. Every day I pay for new AKs, like Pablo. Every day I pay for new AKs.
Change. I hope you're coping well. Many have asked me if we're still open. Absolutely. The grass will still grow, weeds will still need picking, and the gardener is still 100% committed to maintaining and beautifying the 24/7 views that are you can definitely wave to us. Talk to us at hirethegardener.com. Take care of your home, and let's all take care of each other.
No,
the coronavirus pandemic has created a dramatic new world. It's a really weird time with lots of uncertainty. People are at home, self-isolating and social distancing. And we'll talk about it all on Frequency Podcast Network's The Big Story. Join me, Jordan Heath Rollins, every day to discover how Canadians, like you, are coping. You'll get advice and strategies, companionship and comfort, all right here on The Big Story. Listen and subscribe for free with your podcast player and at frequencypodcastnetwork.com. Find your frequency.
680 News Time, 8:56. It's now time for your business report. Here's Richard Southern.
Good evening. Move aside toilet paper and hand sanitizer. Walmart says there's something else we're now starting to panic buy, if you will. It's hair dye and hair clippers. Yeah, Walmart CEO Doug McMillon said that in week 1 of this whole pandemic, which was the second week of March, he said it was hand sanitizer, soap, and disinfectants that were flying off the store shelves. Week 2, it was toilet paper. Week 3 and 4, Walmart said they saw a big run on ham and baking yeast, believe it or not. But now here in week 5, it's hair clippers and hair dye that everyone wants. Sales of hair clippers are up 166%, and hair color up 23% from this time last year, as we all become our own barbers and hairdressers. Meantime, when it comes to the grocery store, if you find yourself scared to go now, a new Angus Reid survey finds 52% of Canadians are trying or wish to avoid the grocery store. Sylvan Charlebois, food expert at Dalhousie University.
Now we estimate that 20% of the people you see at a grocery store are shopping for someone else who doesn't want to be there.
So still, the 52% really don't want to go to the grocery store, but obviously the stores are packed. Hasn't been good for business.
$90 billion worth of business from the food service sector got transferred over to food retailing overnight almost. So they got the volume. The problem, how they've been coping with extra costs. You have to clean the place as if it was an operating room in a hospital.
Loblaw shares up 62 cents today, $72.59. Broader markets lower though. Investors worrying about corporate earnings. TSX down 91 points to 14,074. The Dow fell 328 points or 1.4% to 23,390. S&P down 1% today. NASDAQ was up 38. And the Canadian dollar was up 71.96 cents US. This is 680 News. Here's the top 10 reasons to get 10 Tidbits free. They're fun, awesome, tasty, shareable, delicious, snackable, creamable.